introduce to you Becky Woods, 5th District Membership Chair. Her local is Carroll County, and she's a former band student of mine. See, you go after it. Becky has the calculator sheet, and she's going to take about 5 minutes or so and walk you through this, because Becky, am I right? If they do this, they can figure out what their membership is and their percentages is all the time and keep up with stuff.
Yes.
They can do that, and they can go over gold.
Yes.
And they can get a top hat award.
Yes.
And these whiskers are driving you nuts, so I'll get
So we're going to spend a few minutes talking about the math involved in membership. Some people like math, some people don't like math. It doesn't take a lot of math to do this. It's important to keep up with the...
Wait.
I don't have
There you go.
This will help, right? Yes. So, like I said, some people like math and some people don't like math, but there's not a lot to this math. It's important to keep up with where you are in relation to your membership goal throughout the year. The first year I was membership chair at Carroll County, I really didn't think about it too much until near the end, and then I panicked. So then when Ms. Merle set into place some procedures where membership chairs keep up with it on a monthly basis, it did help a lot to see what we needed to reach our goal. Remember, the membership goal is set by KRTA, and the membership goal does not change. It's a percentage, just a little bit higher than the percentage achieved the previous year. What took me a long time to get into my head was that the potential number of members does change, and it can change from month to month. It can change because more people have retired and are in that local association. It can change because people change addresses, move into or out of the district or the association, and unfortunately it changes when people pass away and we lose them. So that will change most months. Once you have the potential number for the month, and on the worksheet at the bottom, I just have an example from last year actually. I think this was 3rd District from last year. So at that point, they had 2,875 potential members. The potential at that time, you have to multiply by the percentage goal that was set by KRTA as a decimal, and that will tell you how many active members you actually need. In this case, it was 1,998. And then all you have to do is compare that number to how many members you actually have at that time, and then you can tell how many more members you need. It's always nice when that number dwindles from month to month, but sometimes the number does increase because you have more potential members. So just a reminder to keep up with this, and at the end of this workshop, if you would like for me to go through an example with you using the calculator on your phone, I will be happy to do that because that's hands-on math. So I hope this helps, and I'm available anytime if you need some help with this.
And they can call you anytime, right?
Sure.
Okay. That sounds like a plan. Are y'all getting the idea that membership is everybody's business? Yes. You get the idea?
Yes.
I'm going, they're not going to listen to me for an hour. I want them to see the one committee that is the lifeblood of this organization. Where's Ann? Can I tell you about Ann? Ann was in Hawaii. Oh, that wonderful Hawaii. I'm just fine. How are you? And we sent out a text alert. We only need so many more and we're over goal. Ann is in Hawaii enjoying the wonderful environment. And by way of technology is reaching back out to Lincoln County and Central Kentucky East saying, we need one more member, you all get busy. That's what it takes for us to grow. Now, second part of our program, we have got the man on the street reporters. I have invited Lori Flurlich, my shorter partner. Lori is Northern Kentucky president, and Lori and I started out doing pre-retirements back in '09. I was that long ago, probably. I meant 1809. And then our other reporter is Susan Weatherford, who is 2nd District President. And they are going to interview Bullock County President in a few minutes, Linda Belcher, former state representative. And we're going to have a little fun. So I'm going to get out of the way. And I'm going to get out of the way and give you all the mic. And you all got about 20 minutes.
Good afternoon. I'm from KRTA News, your reporter for this afternoon of some of the wonderful events that are occurring here. I've been here since last night, so I've learned a lot already. I know that retirement is the beginning of a very special time in life. It's the achievement of one goal and the opportunity to set new ones. There's no limit to the challenge it can offer, the satisfaction it can bring, or the world of accomplishment it can hold. So often I am learning that teachers think, by golly, I'm hanging up my hat and I'm gonna go home, put my feet up because I'm retired. But we are the generation that's proving to others we don't do that. We stay up, we keep going, we get involved, and we help other people. If we get too focused on ourselves, that's not what we need to do. We need to focus on other people to find true enjoyment in life. I provided this handout for you. If you want to take it out and look at it, I have a few things. You certainly have. Sorry, good question.
Hold that microphone up, Susan.
Hold it up like that? Oh, it sounds so loud. Okay, sorry about that, but I'd rather not redo the introduction. First thing on this first page really struck me. Membership equals strength. I think you all know that already, but I wanted to re-emphasize it. It's what we do as KRTA members. If we don't join together, we're not what we need to be in Kentucky or in KRTA. Think about our Kentucky logo. You know what it is. On the next page, goals you need to think about to gain access. First of all, I think you need to be visible in your community. If these teachers who are retiring do not even know that there is a local Retired Teachers Association, much less the district and the state, they're not going to be looking forward to joining. So make sure you do things in your community and you let people know. Get a Facebook page, put it on there. Contact your local newspapers, put pictures in there as well as little articles. And work as a team. Don't ever expect one person to carry the load, like Debbie said. So, yeah, hand me my next page.
Okay. Where are you?
At the back of that.
Oh, back it up.
Okay.
Okay.
Flipping over now. Debbie's new words for us to remember. Join us as we refresh, renew, and refocus. You can read the rest of it on your own. And I know you don't want me to read all this to you anyway, so go to the next page. Things to consider in making your district and local stronger. The old normal is not good enough. We can't keep using what's in the past. We have to have new things to do, new information, throw away the old stuff, get on board with the new membership handbook. If you haven't printed your copy yet, it's on the website for KRTA. Make sure you have one as president. Make sure your membership chairperson has that entire membership handbook. Okay, let me see, Lori, I have some questions for you. No, dear, this one. Right in here.
Okay.
Lori is a retired teacher, and she is the
President of Northern Kentucky District.
Kentucky District. Where are you from, Lori?
I'm from Dry Ridge, Kentucky, and Northern District is the one that's at the very top of the state, up by Ohio.
Okay, so we have great representation here today at this conference. And yes, Lori, I need to see some of these questions that we've been talking about for you to give us answers to today. When did the KRTA membership year begin and end?
The KRT membership year begins in July and ends in January.
All right. I hope all of you have learned that today if you didn't already know it.
All right.
Big news. If I were to move out of state, could I still keep my KRTA membership? That's what I'm hearing some of these people here today talking about. Can you explain that?
Absolutely. If you move out of state, you can keep your KRT Kentucky teacher membership. You can keep your insurance. You can keep everything that you had when you were a teacher in Kentucky.
What about if these teachers move out of county? Then what do? So attend a local.
If you move out of county and let's say you taught in one county, but you actually live in another county, what local should I join? You can choose. You can stay in the one where you live, but if you don't know a lot of those people, you can go back to the one where you came from, and you can be in the local where you taught. I have people in my area that in my district that belong to two locals, Kenton County and Boone County. They overlap, and they also have, they share officers. One will be the secretary in one and the treasurer in the other.
That's awesome. I'm so glad you all have these wonderful opportunities. We have a question. Would you like to come up here, sir?
But if those two people, wherever they are member, they need to make sure their name's off of the other one, or it counts against them as far as the percentage.
They transfer them to the office.
They'll do that in the office, Debbie says.
Emily takes care of that.
They'll take care of that for you.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate all of that information.
Sure.
Unless you've got more you'd like to add.
I do have one more thing I could say to you, which is kind of against the KRTA, but it applies to me. She talked about being visible in your county. Let me suggest, if you have the time and the energy and the initiative, run for school board. I know that sounds like a terrible idea, but we need teachers on the school board.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Are you on the school board?
I am.
And guess what? We've got another one that's on the school board. Any of you that are on the school board, raise your hand. All right, we need more. Yay! Boy, I bet the teachers are happy in that county.
All right, thank you for all of that information for these great people. Now we have a wonderful lady who I've talked with that has some good information for you about how to make your meetings more fun. People will want to come. So, former Representative Linda Belcher. All right, would you tell us about some of these great things you do in your county?
Well, there are probably some of the things that you do, but when I was elected, the one thing that I was told is, we don't like long, boring meetings. How many of you agree? Amen. So, what we did is we started thinking, what can we do? One of the first things we instituted was reports are important, but they can only last 2 minutes. So if somebody's asking questions, it can go longer, but 2 minutes is the limit because we've got to get to brunch, and everybody knows what that means. The other thing we did is we have a newsletter that goes out after every meeting, and in here are the treasurer's reports and the secretary report. So people read this ahead of time and we don't have to review it other than to vote on it when we get to our meetings. This has all kinds of good information and our people really like this. So that's one way that you can limit the business part.
Do y'all mail or email?
Electronic.
Electronic? Okay.
And we have one lady who pretty much provides the information and another who does the newsletter, and they both work together beautifully. Most of you probably know Betty Hester. Betty is our electronic message guru because she also sends out a notice before our meeting starts and asks who wants to bring what. Okay, here's some of the things that we have done. We do our reports, we do what we need to do. And then we do things like chair yoga. And you'll be surprised, ladies. Can you hear me if I just talk loud? Okay, back to the microphone. Okay, we did chair yoga, and ladies, you're going to be surprised when I tell you the men did better than we did. We sat there and laughed like fools because the men could do all of those things with their skinny legs and whatever, and we couldn't do it. We had another person who came in and showed us how to do a beautiful charcuterie board. We had another lady came in and showed us how to do CPR because a lot of us have older parents, and we wanted to know how to help them because CPR has changed.
I've got to interrupt you to tell you what happened after that. One of our members was sitting there at that meeting and went through all of that and went home in a hurry because her husband was experiencing some of those symptoms and she had not recognized them. So that meeting saved a life.
We also, at the same time, had her go through the stroke symptoms because so many times people don't really think about that. Well, some of us are getting close to that age where we need to think about it, or as I said, we have older parents. We have music, and we have been known to get up and dance. Even though we're Baptist, we still get up and danced. White Elephant Sale, and we do that to raise money for our scholarship. We had a travel agent come and talk to us, and we ended up taking a trip to Philadelphia. And then we had something called the Bead Game. And I'm going to very quickly walk you through how you do this, if Nita will come up. Debbie, we need you too.
Okie dokie, come on, Nita.
Here. Use the same color. You can't have more. The reason I asked Nita to do this is because Nita is our champion of our club.
And I'm not very good.
How many of you like to gamble? Yeah. Well, what you do is you come in the door, we ask you to buy some beads. They're $1 a piece, or you can get 6 for $5.
I usually get about $30 worth.
Yeah.
Because the more you have, the more likely you are to win. It's a half and half.
Now, we do 50-50 so that we raise money for scholarships, and then the other person, which is usually Nita, takes it home, has hers.
I always give it back to the club.
Yes.
Because we're doing it as a fundraiser for scholarships or for Relay for Life or for some reason, so I just donate it back.
All right, Debbie, if you'll put your beads on. Nita, if you'll put your beads on. Okay, that side of the room, you're for Debbie. You're going to cheer for Debbie. This side is for Nita. Now, just because some of you know Debbie better, you still got to cheer for Nita. Can you tell I was a principal? I'm very directive. Okay. On my phone, I don't have to throw the quarter up in the air. It flips for me.
We gotta have music. I can't do this without music.
Okay. Yeah, we usually have music. But what happens is you have to know your head and your tushy. Okay?
Heads and tails.
Heads and tails. So what we do is we flip the coin. And before we flip it, we say, do you think it's going to land on heads or tails? and they put their hands wherever they think it's going to land. Debbie is saying heads. Nita's saying, tails. All right, let's flip the coin. Oh, we even have music. And tails is the winner. Debbie, you gotta take off here you go. Give it to this lady here to hold. I tell you, after you've done this for a while, people get a little crazy and we laugh and have a really good time. Get ready. Decide where you think the next flip will take. Heads or tails. Wow, we have two hipsters here. Oh, heads. Ready? We're tapping it. And it went to heads. Who won? Do you get the idea? Now, what we did again is we did this for our scholarship. I think we're probably finished. Thank you all very much. And it is funny because we did it the first year I was president, and then the next year they said, are we going to do the beads games? So people really do enjoy it. We feel like if we can help people come and have a good time, eat, and socialize, we're going to try to build up our attendance. But part of it is having fun, because frankly, I think retired teachers need to have fun. So Debbie, thank you for inviting Bullitt County.
Great. Thank you, Linda. Let's have a cheer for our on-the-street reporter, Susan Rayford, and Lori Corley, and our game host, Linda Belcher. Are you all having fun? You see, I told you, it's a workshop. Don't you like boring workshops? How many of you always have attended a boring workshop? And you sat there and said, how soon is she going to shut up? Yeah, you've done that. I've done that too. So we decided this afternoon we wanted to do something that would have everybody engaged. We wanted to model some things that you could do. Now comes the meat. We've had the lollipops, we've had the sundaes, and now here comes the steak. The moderator of our panel, come Miss Moderator.
I'm going to stand right here.
Well, you're going to need the mic.
We're okay.
It'll work. Is it long enough?
No, we've already tested it. It's okay.
It's okay. Well, all right. Our moderator is a past KRTA president, Patsy Young, from 4th District. Now I got to tell a story. The first year I was band director at West Hardin High School, Patsy was an English teacher at East Hardin High School. Yay! Yeah. There you go. And they got along like Male High School and Manual High School and Bull. Yay! You know, Patsy and I have been friends for eons, and my first year to do Roadshow, Patsy was state president. And I was just thrilled when she stepped up to the plate to be 4th District membership chair, and she has really worked well with that district. So Patsy, you've got a panel. Let's see, who's on the end?
She's going to tell us all about herself.
So you all got about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Y'all get ready, because it's everything you want to know about KRTA, and you were afraid to ask.
We are so happy to be with you this afternoon, and I just want to reiterate what I've heard already. Retired Teachers is a community. We are all part of it together, and that's what we have to be. We are a community, and the closer we feel, you know, the more successful we're going to be. But this is an esteemed panel. So we're going to start and let each person introduce themselves, and then they have a little area of expertise for themselves. So Annie will start and tell us who you are.
Ann Upchurch, Lincoln County Membership Chair, and Central Kentucky East Membership Chair. Michael Cottle, Upper Kentucky River Membership Chair and Letcher County Membership Chair. And Upper Kentucky River only has 7 counties, but it's the biggest one in the universe because of our names. We go from 15 miles west of Hell for Certain to 20 miles east of Kingdom Come.
Now you know exactly where he is.
I'm Peggy Coombs. I am the 2nd District Membership Chair, and I'm also the Hopkins County Local Membership Chair.
I'm Janet Soger, and I'm the membership chair for the Northern Kentucky District. And I was very new at coming to meetings. I had been retired for a while, but I was subbing a lot, and so I wasn't going to meetings very often. But one day I realized that we didn't have anybody going from Boone County, where I am, to the district meeting. And so I said I would go. Well, it didn't take very long until, I don't know how many meetings, that we needed a district membership chair. And so Lori Flurleach says to me, why don't you do that? You could be a good leadership. You would have, membership underhand. So I was not even membership chair of our local district. I was the legislative chair and communications. I already had 2 jobs. But anyway, I said, well, I don't know. What do I have to do to be the district chair? I had no idea. And she said, well, I think you have to go to at least 1 meeting a year. And I said, that's really all you have to do? And she said, but it's in Louisville. I said, well, I guess I could go to Louisville once a year and then bring back the information for you. Wow, I was really misinformed.
We don't tell everything we know first, do we? What at all? Okay, I have a feeling each one of these persons has something they want to share with you this morning. And I think, we're going to start with Janet. Are we going to start with Janet?
Okay, during COVID, when we were having our Zoom membership meetings, I didn't have to go to Louisville. I remember one thing that Tim Abrams said, and it stuck with me. It was just kind of a little thing he threw out, but it meant a lot to me. And he was saying that he had been to some workshop before, and he had learned that if you're trying to draw in new members, you have to have 5 contacts with them. And so I tried to think about our new retirees. That's where I wanted to put my energy in, was on the new retirees. And I was thinking, how many contacts do we have with them? And I knew it wasn't 5. So that's where we started to put our energy in. And so what we do now, we contact the central office, and I know this doesn't always work in all the districts, and it didn't work as well in Boone counties. I'm talking about Boone County now. It didn't work as well as it does now, but we were able to work with them and get them to do this so that they will, when all I do is call up there, I'm going to do that like next week, call up to the Boone County schools and ask for our yearly membership list, retiree list, whoever's retiring. And not only do they give me their names, but she also says what school they are retiring from. So that is great. So the first thing I do is to put all of those names into a list. I start a list each year now. I'm starting a list so we have all the ones, even if they're going to retire in October, we already know about them. So that's our first contact that we have. And then then I send, since I'm the communication person too, I send them an email at their school email address, because I know we have to get them before they leave school. It's so much easier when they're all excited about being retired. They're more open to hearing things. So I contact all of them individually, and if I know any of them, I always try to make it a little more personal. If I don't, I at least make sure they know I'm actually a person that really taught at one of the schools. I tell them what school I'm from and all that.
and then asked for their personal email address. So some of them will give it to me, and then I immediately email them back to say that I got your email and I'll be contacting you soon. That's also a way that I can check before they leave school if they actually gave me the correct, if I typed it right, you know, and make sure I have their correct personal email address. And so then the first time I send out something just to them, I only tell a little bit about our local and our district. Because I don't want to overwhelm them and let them think that it's boring. We're not allowed to have anything boring. So I just give them a little bit of information. So then I'll send, if they don't reply back, I remind them, I send another one out to them to say, you probably didn't have time to get to this, and so I still don't have your personal email address. I won't be able to tell you about all the great things that we do in our local if I don't have your email address. And usually more of them will send it to me, and so I just keep after them. And then I always keep a chart that I can keep track of how many times we contacted them. So they're getting their emails from me. They'll be put then on our newsletter list, and so they're starting to already receive our newsletters before they retired. Then we invite them to a luncheon just for the new retirees, and it's a Red Lobster, so that has gone over well. And then we're able to actually, this is something I should mention, we were able, I don't know if you have Red Lobsters by you, but we have been able to arrange to have a buffet so that it's a lot less expensive, and it kind of keeps people from ordering those expensive things. And so, but it's really good. And so they just go through, and we have just our officers there then and chair people, so that they hopefully will feel like they know somebody when they come to the first meeting, that they'll at least know us. And so then we start telling them about we march in the Memorial Day parade each year, and invite them to do that, and invite them to some of the other activities that we have. So anyway, that's what we do to have all this, more than 5 contacts with them before they get out of school.
And I think now that Ann wants to talk to us about some things that they.
Well, I want to make you aware of how hard those folks in the KRTA office are working for us.
Yes.
We've all heard the adage, work smarter, not harder. And so to be as efficient and effective as we possibly can be, we need to take what they're doing in consideration as we can mesh it together then with what we do to make life a little bit simpler for all of us. I see Emily is sitting back here today. Emily Carey, stand up, please. When you contact the KRTA office, that's the lady. That's the voice you're going to hear if it's a female voice.
Either me or Greg.
I was Betty there too.
Well, and
Okay.
Tim. Tim chips in.
Oh, and Craig, okay. But anyway, they are on a track to contact new retirees, and I want to go over a little bit of that. It's actually page 4 and 5 in the handbook that an earlier speaker mentioned. The membership handbook is online, and I know it's 58 pages long. Whether you copy the entire thing or if you go through, I would suggest at least you go through it page by page at least once. And then if there's certain pages that you feel are more needed, print those off at least, if you don't print the whole book. But anyway, this is pages 4 and 5. So when you look at that, you can see the things I've spoken about later. Numerous contacts are made by the KRTA office, and we all know the postal rates these days are not in our favor. So encouraging membership of all retirees is, of course, the KRTA business, and then making members aware of their benefits. You know, that's what the whole organization is about. So the first week of June, this is a little bit of a calendar of what all they're doing for us. And if we work smarter, then we'll take advantage of these. All cash members are made inactive. So if you were to ask for a membership report the last of June, you're going to say, oh my goodness, what happened to our membership? It has fallen. Where did they go? But that's when all the cash members have been removed. Because remember, cash members start over every year. And that's another reason that's to our benefit. If we can get them to sign a white card, we're not having to remind them or recontact them every year. So you want to truly encourage white cards. But all cash members are made inactive, and then all the new white card persons' cards are being held there in the office so that they can now be added in for the new year. So that's the first week of June. What does that tell you? A good time for you then to contact new retirees. They've just gotten that letter. They've just been encouraged to join. They've got a white card in that letter. Contact them about the second, third, fourth week of June and say, refer to a letter you have just gotten from KRTA. That's a real advantage to all of us. Also, the first week of June, a letter with both a cash form and an ADA, which is what we call the white card, is mailed to all non-member retirees. So those are persons who have been on the fence for years, they haven't joined, but they have now gotten a new white card and a cash form, and it's a good time to remind them also. You're not having to mail out another mailing of white cards, again, saving you postal rates. And then a letter with a reminder to pay their dues or join by completing a white card is also sent out the 1st of June to those cash members that they just took off the roll. July comes along, and a reminder email is sent again to follow up on all the cash renewals and all the non-member retirees. So there's June, July, they've had contacts. First week of August, a second letter is sent to all non-member retirees and all cash renewal members who have not yet renewed. See what they're doing for us? So if we time things correctly, those works by the office can be great benefits to us in the locals. New retirees are added to the computer file and the county list, and this is always 1 month behind. This is the other months of the year. As people retire, they hopefully KRTA picks up on it from TRS, who's been notified that so-and-so is retired. And then the president and or the membership chair should start asking the KRTA office to send up membership lists. And the membership list that they send you will also can be accompanied by a non-membership list that tells you the last place that person taught and what year that person taught. So be sure to use your handbook and to use their mailings as benefits to your mailings or your contacts.
Do you see how this works? We talked about here. Okay, you've done your preliminary work early, and then she's told you what to do, what's going to be followed up. Now, after you get all that done, here's a guy who can tell you how to make an influence in your community.
You've got some folks that wouldn't join if you held a gun to their head. But they will if you wave money at them. If you're a member of KRTA, then you know this green sheet here. This green sheet lists many of our partners who will offer benefits to our members at little to no charge. Discounts, things that will bring money into their pockets and save you money for your pocket. This is for the entire state. It's the green sheet. The discounts cover front and back about half of the space. We send out from Upper Kentucky River, we send out to the presidents a print off of the discount members in our 7-county region, and it covers 3 3 pages. This one covers 1. Ours covers 3. Why? Because we send out in a font big enough to read. You have in your in the materials you got as you came in a 1-page front and back thing of how we are doing our discounts. When I was elected president, and let me tell you all right now that if they're ever holding an election in your district, do not get up and go to the bathroom. I came back and they said, we'd like to introduce our new president. Well, I don't know how to lead, but I know how to maybe do a little bit of wit and stuff. So everybody I shopped with after that, I went to them and said, hey, teachers work their whole career for less than they're worth. Can you help me save them some money off of their pension, and they will come back and spend it with you? We only work locally. This sheet here, some of these people are national. We go to the folks in the local because we know that if you spend your money locally, 67% of that money stays in the community. So we have discounts. We have a small wireless plan, Appalachian Wireless, and I went to them because I was saving money through AT&T, and you can talk to Seabird about that. And I told the Appalachian Wireless, I save 15% through AT&T. What can you do for our teachers? I figured they'd tell me where to go. They said 20% okay. Now, they do have to sign up online. That does have to be renewed every year. I figured that would be an aggravation for them, not knowing that they don't have to do anything after that. They send it to me, and I have to click and say, are they still a member? So we made the requirement that they have to be an ADD member, a white card member. I got a dentist.
That's not attention deficit disorder, is it?
No, it's automatic dues deduction. All right. I have a dentist. I was sitting in his chair. I said, Jim, your parents were both teachers, and they were active, retired teachers. Can you help them out? And again, he says, 20% okay? I had 2 implants and saved $3,000 last year. How does that compare to your $20 state dues? Approach, here's who you approach. And on that sheet that I gave you, on one side is the sheet that the business owner signs and a local officer signs at the bottom. It's nothing official. In Eastern Kentucky, more or less, we can do business with a handshake and a smile. But we want something in print anymore, so that's all that sheet is. Modify it to fit your local and your district, because right now, it's got my name on it. Okay? On the back side, the ones we can't get to, we send them a letter that says, Dear business owner, teachers mean the world to everybody. Everybody has a favorite teacher and a teacher that changed their life. Come back and help them now. Now, who do you go to first? You got any relatives that own businesses? The dentist is my first cousin. You got any former students that now own businesses? Yes. Out of the 25 members that we now have offering business discounts to our members, I would say that at least 15 of them are former students of the people who are going out. This is your tempo. This is your template. Change it to fit your situation. Make it work. If you need more information, I'll hang around after the meeting. You can talk to me then.
I have a question.
Pardon?
Do you give them a card?
The card, the white card, I don't give the business a card. And some people have suggested that maybe you would get the businesses to become an associate member. But if they become an associate member, they have to repay that dues just like cashier. What we do is we give them a plaque to go on the wall. I print off a certificate, frame it, 89 cents at Walmart. Give them that to hang on their wall. I'll go back to those businesses later, and that certificate is hanging on their wall, and they're a proud friend of a UKRRTA.
But my question really is, how does the business know that you're a retired teacher that it's this business?
When you retired, you got a white card about the size of a business card from KRTA. If they're a member of, in our area, if they're a member of KRTA, they're automatically a member of Upper Kentucky River Retired Teachers Association. Well, this is just, if they're a member of the state organization, they're automatically a member of the district association. Local is different.
Peggy wants to tell you how to make your life easier as a membership chair or as a local president, okay? She's gonna tell you right now.
You need to stand if you don't mind. In your possession, you should have forms that look something like this. There are 4 of them, 4 pages rather. Raise your hand, please, if you are a membership chairperson, either local or district, and have seen these 4 forms. They should be in your handbook. You should have a copy in your hand of all 4. These are, as a district or local membership chairperson, basically, this is your agenda, this is your accountability sheet, this is to check to see if you have done what you are supposed to do in that position. There is one titled District Membership Chair Personal Checklist. And you'll notice it tells that you that you have attended certain meetings, district, that you have contacted the people you need to contact, that you have contacted the state office for a percentage and membership list and distributed that to your locals. And you check off those things as you actually do them by month. And there are more than one meeting. There is more than one meeting. Yes, Janet. You'll notice. Then there is another one for the district, and this is more specific. It tells you exactly which month you contacted which local, etc. You check those off as you do them. Then there is one for the local membership chairperson. Again, very similar to the district. You just simply check to see that you have done these required things. The final one is mostly blank. This is for mostly anyone in your membership, because this gives a history of your non-members, what school they retired from, what system they retired from, and what year, how long they've been retired, etc. These are good so that this particular information is good because you, as you contact one, you know how many times they've been contacted. Each person has one of these, and they will record their responses and the information they garnered. That way you have a little more information about the history of that person and why they might not have been interested or why they might not have joined. So that's beneficial when you go. And I know you all who are membership chairs, no matter whether it's local or district, you get very frustrated at times trying to contact these people, and the responses that you get are often negative, sadly to say. Can't figure that, but that's what it is. Maybe there's just this one little tip that I sort of learned in certain cases. When I've really exhausted all my means, I tell them, if you're not at the table, you're going to be on the menu. Keep that in mind.
We have barely scratched the surface. I know you have questions. We don't have all the answers, but I'll bet if we put our heads together, we can. And we just want you to go out and have the most fantastic year. Your work starts when? Now, right. It's a year-long thing, and it's been emphasized. It's everybody's responsibility. So if your hand didn't go up as a membership chair, you're part of the committee, okay? You're still part of the committee. And so we're going to be here if you have any questions or just exchange ideas. It is okay to steal ideas from other locals. I've done it, and you will too. Debbie?
Thank you, Patsy. Let's hear it for the panel. Now, I told you we were going to party. You know, you try to reach your percentage, right? and try to do better than you did last year, right? We have one district that every local made their goal or went over. And so we have a very special Bunny Award. Michael, come here.
Do I have to hop?
Michael, you have just absolutely knocked everybody wild with membership and ideas and what have you. And you're always carrying white cards with you, whether you're dressed like Santa Claus for Eastern Kentucky or whatever. But we want to give you your official sign that causes you to get people to sign up for KRTA. Let's hear it for Michael and Kentucky. Okay, you want to get a picture here.
This is the Upper Kentucky River president.
So somebody take the picture with the Upper Kentucky president for us. Somebody take, yeah, somebody do that.
And folks, while we're lining up, if you have members who are cash members but now are sliding into that dimension and forget to send the check in, last year my wife and I paid membership for 2 of them because next year we may not have them.
Okay, let's hear it for Upper Kentucky. This is something that I want to do, and I want all of our district membership chairs to stand up. Wherever you are, stand up. Stand up. Get up. District membership chairs. All right, now come up here.
These folks aren't just at the table, they're the legs.
Folks, let me tell you what. Let me tell you what. This is, come on, Karen, get up here. This is the backbone of our membership. You all need to give them the best applause you know how to give them right now. Since 2018, and that's when, come on Marianne, that's when we were doing pre-retirement. For us to go over the top without doing pre-retirements takes all the yeomen on deck to pull the rope. So I have for each one of you, from your old chair, your own over-the-top KRTA over the top, there's your bunny. Each one of you get your bunny with its top hat. And I have to thank one of our local members, one of our district membership chairs who cannot be here, Rhonda Mollett from Big Sandy. Rhonda helped me put these together. And I just want you all to know, do you know why the balloon is pink and not red? Why? You gotta go get more bunnies. Birth some more bunnies. Whether they're a baby girl or not. So, I want you to give one more big thank you to these. Now, do you remember the song? Do you remember it? Now you think you can sing it? Sure. Now, in your hand, you've got a pink balloon, don't you? Yep. And you've got a white card. What are you going to do with that white card? You're going to get somebody to sign it, aren't you? Yeah. Now, y'all remember the words? You ready? Go get the retirees. Go get the retirees. Go get the retirees before they get out the door. Give them a white card. Give them a white card. Come on, give them a white card, and we won't love you anymore. Now listen, you get them to sign it. We need younger hoppers in this group, and I want to take a moment to thank this group personally for answering texts in the middle of the night, for reading early in the morning, or taking phone calls, or emails, all those things that we've done, sitting in on Zoom meetings, all those things we've done. I wanted you today to see a team. I wanted you to see the team that's the backbone of why you and your locals and your district succeeded this year. Everybody needs to send a big cheer right now, because I asked Tim the other day, where do we stand amongst other retired groups in the United States of America? And he said when he goes to those national meetings, there'll be between 20 or 30 states at those meetings. And Tim said, most of them are excited if they can get 30% of their potential. Are you ready to party? Kentucky Retired Teachers Association is at 72.5%. Join KRTA. Y'all are good. Thank you for coming this afternoon. Enjoy your balloon. Get to all Greg's waving.
We have to
Just a reminder, at 3:35-ish in the atrium, we're going to recognize our outgoing president, Steve Gillespie, with some cake and some punch. Love you all to come out there with a little break.
See you tonight.